And I just want to show you, I was actually part of a church that was like, I would call it like an apostolic, it was like Assemblies of God light. It was, I would call it charismatic without the tongues. So I kind of understand like the world that she's in to a degree. And she was actually reading from the same Bible that my pastor used. So it's the NLT version. It's like the modern, it's a more modern version of the Bible. It's like some legalistic cult leaders will use like the King James version, and they'll say that nothing actually, like it's the most like solid, only true version of the Bible. Modern apostolics, a lot of them use what's called the NLT. And it's just like when you're reading it, it uses modern language. So first I want to show you, like, this was my Bible. I was in a group. No, she was reading from NLT, she said. Because while she was reading, I was reading my Bible, and she was reading word for word for what my Bible said. So I knew she was using this version. Because I pulled out the Bible when she was on the chapter 6, and I'll just read to you like the last 5 verses to show to you. It says, excuses might be found for a thief who steals because he is starving, but if he is caught, he must pay back 7 times what he stole, even if he has to sell everything in his house. But the man who commits adultery is an utter fool, for he destroys himself. He will be wounded with disgrace. His shame will never be erased, for the woman's jealous husband will be furious, and he will show no mercy when he takes revenge. He will accept no compensation nor be satisfied with the payoff of any size. So this is for sure the version she was using. And listen, one thing that a lot of these cults do is when someone is feeling attacked, they will call for their members to read scripture or like cry out to God or pray. Okay. So in her, she might be following some teaching that says like, well, I'm just going to pray for you, right? Proverbs tends to be one of the favorites for a lot of cult leaders because Proverbs has, and it's really just, in truth, Proverbs is really just like short little poems. It's not, and it has a lot to do with marriage and families and discipline of children. This is where the rod comes in, you know, when you talk about discipline and obedience and submission. So a lot of pastors will go to, especially ones that are legalistic, go to Proverbs because this is where all of these rules are of like obey, submit, don't mess with women that are tramps, you know. And she spent quite a bit of time talking about women who are slutty or whoever, they're adulterous, stuff about her dad.